Hi, Anti-Society! Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet, and today we are watching episodes 164 and 165 of Bleach. So, a lot of stuff has been happening. We're getting to the end of this part of the Arrancar arc. It's like halfway of the overall arc, and we're really just starting to fully establish just how outmatched Ichigo and his friends are. At the moment, the current scorecard, we have Seto down for the count. Rukia did manage to take an Espada with her, but also down for the count. And Ichigo, um, Ichigo, had a run-in with Ulquiorra, which, I mean, the fight between Ichigo and Ulquiorra is something that's been set up for this whole arc, since we first met Yami and Ulquiorra when they showed up in the living world. This has been the fight we've been waiting for. And up to this point, I hadn't seen any of Ulquiorra's powers. We didn't know what his number was. We didn't really know anything about him except that he seems to have a pretty high rank, because the other Arrancar and some of the lower Espada, like Grimmjow, seem to have some amount of, I don't know if respect, but are intimidated a little bit by him. So we had Ulquiorra antagonizing Ichigo, pulling him into a fight, and it was pretty cool at the beginning. Ichigo went full hollow with his Bankai, wasn't wasting any time, because he wanted to get to Rukia, concentrating his power into some attacks in a way that we haven't seen him up to this point. And, you know, kind of scratched Ulquiorra a little bit. And then, Ulquiorra just sort of launched him through a few buildings, and we landed in some new building and in a new setting. We kind of had this deserty place with these red pillars that were up that we haven't seen before, that's still within Las Noches. And after revealing that Ulquiorra's rank among the Espada is number 4, he just reached into Ichigo's chest and stabbed him with his bare hands. So there's that. So at the moment, I'm worried about that. I feel like that's what we're going to deal with. We went a little bit off track with that, where we were looking at Renji and Ishida, which are fighting their own Espada, the 8th one with the pink hair, who has a really long name that I'll never get right. I don't have a good feeling about it. But those two are going up against him, joining their forces to hopefully be able to deal with him and not get totally annihilated, because that seems to be the trend at the moment. But I'm hoping for a win for them, because goodness knows Renji needs it. We saw Grimmjow coming back. He's been off doing whatever it is he likes to do. He came to get Orihime. We haven't figured out exactly what that is about, but if I had to guess, I would think that Grimmjow is bringing Orihime to Ichigo to heal him, to bring him back from the dead, and probably is then going to immediately pick a fight with Ichigo. So I don't know how that'll go. We don't know what's happened to Nell, because Nell was with Ichigo, and then, Ichigo got thrown around a little bit, and she's kind of just somewhere in Las Noches. It's been a lot, you guys, and now I'm gonna have to suffer through it on my own, because the weather said no live stream today. So let's get into episode 164, because I need to know that someone's okay. That's my bar at this point. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'm assuming I might need Totoro at some point. I'm gonna just I was told that Totoro would be working overtime for a while, so let's just not pretend that this isn't how it's gonna end up. I'm still concerned that Ichigo got so thoroughly totaled by Ulquiorra, and he's ranked number 4, which means that he's not even in the top 3, which seems like an issue we're gonna have to deal with. Like, Ichigo's probably, like, has the most raw strength in the group. This group. Maybe not if they counted all of their friends that just aren't there, but still. Yes, number 4. You're gonna make me watch it again, aren't you? We're gonna have to live through it again. I'm not ready. Ugh. That takes a lot of strength too. Like there's bone there where he like that there's like a rib cage there for a reason. Like ribs are meant to protect the important in and he just went right through it. I still like the interesting like contrast, well, not really contrast, but like the similarities between like Ishida and this Espada. They have some personality, like not just the glasses, but like some things about them are very similar. I'll be interested to see how they work together, Ishida and Renji. It's actually an interesting team up. Like I wouldn't have expected to want to like have those two work together. He's definitely breaking some rules about being a Quincy though, because he's side by side with a Soul Reaper of the Soul Society. Like he's definitely going to get some Quincy like fundamental. How many do you need? Oh, he's not as confident as me. Peshe. Poor darling. Always trying to help though. The self-awareness. The self-awareness of Peshe is always nice. Oh yeah, because he was with Renji. Reunion. They noticed. It took all of like half a second. Oh, what is even happening? They'll probably notice that. Oh, yep. That seems like Renji with the red kind of light. That was cool. Wow. Way to just charge him. Oh, it's like the move he used before, but he's wrapped up in it. Because he just needs to hold him. That's true. Keto at point blank range is always a little bit difficult to dodge, but also like it definitely hurts. Wow, he did better that time. He was pitiful before, but that was good. Proud of you. I definitely banged him up a little bit. And yourself. But that was the plan wasn't to win with that attack, so the confidence. Nice. I was wondering if there'd be something on the ground because there's all like the smoke and stuff. The smugness of that statement, though. uh, I love the smugness of Ishida in this moment. It's amazing. This is a big buildup, though. Whoa. Look at him coolly walking away, like, whatever. It's kind of a similar vibe to, like, Orukia's style of attacking, of, like, you form the circle and use your power within it. Obviously different, because he's, like, making a pattern with it. It's like a Quincy version of some of the stuff that the Soul Reapers use, with some key differences. Aw, from someone he trusts. Friends. Did it work though? We're drawing back from their conversation, which makes me nervous. Still alive, which is impressive. A little worse for wear though. He hasn't used his release form yet though. Uh-oh. Are we taking their power? We are. Uh-oh. Are we making a full recovery? That's unfortunate. No, I mean, I think he doesn't mind being called a monster. He's definitely playing with them. Oof. No, move this over slightly. Ichigo? How are we doing? Nell? Oh no. She gets upset. I'm gonna like, it's gonna be over for me. Oh no. Oh, hello there. Unnecessary. That's very much like a hollow. It's freaking me out. Like a little too hollow for comfort. You know what I mean? So he did bring Hime. This must be so difficult for her though. Like you can't unsee one of your friends just like laying dead in front of you. I did not expect to like almost cry during this, but yeah. Oh, you're gonna have to explain what happened to him. I mean, he probably still would have gotten hit. Like, I don't think Urukeota would have just left him, nor do I think Ichigo would have been able to dodge well. Poor little thing. You can't. Wow. Uh-oh. Are we gonna have a confrontation between Urukeota and Grimmjow then? Because yeah, like they're both gonna wanna. I feel like they're both gonna want to pick a fight with each other now. Like Grimjow's gonna be upset because he attacked Ichigo, and Ukeora's gonna be upset because Grimmjow took Orihime. There's our boy. Oh dear. Yeah, I was like, too late. Are they gonna fight? That would be so cool. Like, I feel like Ulquiorra definitely outpowers Grimmjow, but I want to see him fight. Especially since, like, I know that Grimmjow and Ulquiorra are, like, some favorites in the Bleach fandom, but I'm not personally attached to them. So I would love a really cool fight between two really powerful people that, like, it won't hurt my soul to watch them get hurt. Maybe it will. Maybe they'll make me care by the end of it. Oh, I want to see them fight. I hope they do. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Ukiura and Grimmjow. I was expecting like Ichigo having to fight Grimmjow again. It's kind of a nice switch up though, because we've seen Ichigo try to fight Grimmjow twice, and he's clearly not powerful enough. So to have someone like Ukiura who is powerful enough to put up a real fight against Grimmjow, and Grimmjow's like more powerful than Ichigo, so I feel like we'll see more of Ukiura's abilities. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, we're gonna see something, but we're gonna see some fight between them. I'm so excited. It looks like there is a little bit of Ichigo versus Grimmjow. Yoruichi! Long time no see! She definitely aimed on purpose. True. Yeah. Unable to recover. So, I didn't know I needed a Grimmjow versus Ukeora fight until this moment. Like, didn't even cross my mind as a possibility. Never, never was that a thought that I had independent of them like setting that up. But now that that idea is in my brain, I need it. Like I need that to be a thing that happens. And I'm not even sure if that's the route that the show is going to go because from the little preview that we saw, there is going to be a Ichigo versus Grimmjow rematch thing. So I don't know if like that's gonna happen first, and then we're gonna get some kind of Grimmjow versus Ukeora fight, or if Ukeora's just gonna like put Grimmjow in his place a little bit, take Orihime and peace out, and then Grimmjow's gonna pick a fight with Ichigo because why wouldn't he pick a fight with Ichigo at the first opportunity? So I don't know where this episode is gonna go, but I'm excited for it. Other than that, I wasn't expecting Nell to get me a little bit teary-eyed in that episode, but I did. It was a lot, okay? Kids getting upset gets to me. I don't know what it is. It's a soft spot of mine. I also will be interested in like whether or not Ukiura takes Orihime back to like her prison thing, because I feel like this is a good way, like having Grimmjow breaking her out is a good way of like getting her out of her prison when Ichigo and his friends clearly are not strong enough to like break in and get her out. Like it's pretty obvious that like they are not they are not at the skill level needed to make this happen. So having Grimmjow already taking her out of her prison really does set that up nicely, that they can kind of skip that step a little bit. Like they're kind of ahead of the game because they don't have to like infiltrate like the heart of Las Noches and get to her prison and break her out and then get all the way back out again. So like if that's how it's gonna go, like if Orihime is still gonna be out of her prison, then it does set up nicely for Ichigo and his friends to like get her out a little bit easier. Whereas if Ukiura does like take her back to the prison, then we're just starting off at square one again. Which I mean maybe will happen because I know that the Arrancar arc doesn't end at the end of these next few episodes. Like there's a filler arc and then there's like more of the story. So it's entirely possible that like we just leave on a cliffhanger of like they fail to get Orihime out, which would be like disheartening, but I mean Bleach has broken my heart before, so it's entirely possible that that's something that's gonna happen. I don't even know what else there is to talk about because like my brain is like, can we just watch the next episode? So let's just get into episode 165. In three, two, one, go. I'm gonna move my mic over now. I got used to doing live streams where I like read it on my laptop, so it's like farther down, so my mic doesn't block the subtitles, whereas when it's on my PC, it does. I'm gonna be so sad when this opener's gone, even though I can listen to it anyway, because I just like have this song saved when I listen to music, but goodness, my voice is going already. Also, who's gonna help Seto and Rukia if Orihime is just like chilling out with Ichigo? Is she gonna like try and get to them? Make an escape? I don't know if Ukiura would let that happen. Yeah, they're gonna have to deal with him again too. See, like if both Ishida and Renji couldn't deal with like the eighth ranked Espada, that really makes me nervous. Like they're really not prepared because he's like nowhere near the top of the Espada, and both of them together couldn't make it work. There's got to be some serious training that happens after this. Or at least, like, they're gonna need more firepower with them. Like, they're gonna have to get some more friends to come with them. Like, preferably the Soul Society backing them. But I don't know if that'll happen. Durgan. My voice is just like leaving me. It was a good effort though. I do appreciate that in the animation, when he like heals himself, his clothes don't get fixed because that bothers me so much in like other shows where like someone gets healed and then their clothes magically also get fixed. And I'm like, that's not how healing powers work. Like, healing does not fix clothing automatically. So I do appreciate that Bleach is always like, look, even if someone gets healed, their clothes are still banged up. So if she couldn't reject, does that mean that there's still some of that spirit pressure, like where the wound was, even though the wound itself is healed? Will you? I mean, at least Ishida and Renji didn't are like on the brink of death, which is like saying a lot considering how everyone else is doing. Oh, just be friends, Renji. At least he knows his name. So are they gonna go help their friends? Are they gonna go find Ryukyo and or Sado? Because they both sense that something bad happened. I want them to fight so bad. Look at that dead stare, though. I don't think so. Love the confidence, Grimmjow, but I don't think you can defeat him. He's much stronger than you. Ooh. That was some cool imagery though. With the like hand and him pointing. It's almost like what's that ooh, what's that? Sorry, I was thinking of what's that painting with like God and Adam where they're like pointing at each other. Did you just teleport him? Is that what we did? He's not a subordinate though, is he? So we bought him some time. So that's gonna come back. Ooh. I didn't grab Totoro before this, it was a mistake. What a Hime like standing her ground though. Is that the burns from him blocking Ukeota's fight attack? Boys. I do like the trash dog from Ichigo though. Always love it. Healing both of them probably takes a lot of energy on Odahime's part though. You'd better. You haven't done a great job in the past, I'm just saying. Let's go. Rematch. Part 3. Nell being a realist. It's true. He's stubborn like that. I mean, love the support, love the confidence. Can we move on to helping some other people? No, let's not wait. Like, look, supporting? Sure. But you could be doing something more useful than just waiting around. I'm just really worried about Seth though, okay? I want someone to check up on him. Ooh. Wow, just threw away his book though. The confidence. He wasn't at full power though. He hasn't gone hollow yet. Hmm, probably not. Like, he's probably upset about it and he doesn't forget it. But Ichigo isn't, I don't know. He's like emotional in the moment, but I feel like he's better at controlling his emotions than people think. Oh, certainly it isn't his intention to kill you. It's not really how Ichigo rolls. He's the kind of person who like heals his opponents, so it's a good point. Is he just playing with him? I mean, you're both a little bit of both, though. I do think that a part of Ichigo wanted to pick a fight, though. We know that, like, a part of him enjoys fighting, so. Uh-oh. Neither of them is fighting at full power, though, yet. Oh, he's worried about them getting caught in, like, the crossfire. That's why he wanted to move the fight originally. Better figure something out. There he is. Really? Oh no. That's so unfair. I'm a little sad that we didn't get a more intense Grimmjow versus Ulquiorra fight, but I'll hold on to my hope though that it'll happen. I mostly like even if it's just like two Espada fighting each other, I'd be down for that fight. So many characters we haven't seen in a while. How's Kira? Is he doing okay? Is he still a temporary captain? Oh, how's Ichigo's family doing? Ishin, is he just hanging out? Are we finally gonna get to see Grimjow's release for him? Yes. Finally. I like that everyone else is like trying to use trickery and then and then Matsumoto's just like, I'm gonna just ask. So a little bit disappointed that we didn't get like a cool, like epic fight with Grimmjow versus Ukiura, but we did get a brief moment. There were some cool moments in that, and Grimmjow kind of acting a little bit tougher than he actually is in like the actual fight, but really just like sending Ukiura away. I don't know if that's because he recognizes that he's not strong enough to win that fight, or if he just wanted to send him away so he could fight Ichigo first. Not sure. I feel like a part of him knows that he can win the fight just from like the way his like facial expression was after he sent Ukiura away. Like he was very like confident in the fight, and then there was a moment after the fight was over where he like sent Ukiura away and the fight ended that he had a far more serious expression, which makes me feel like he knows that that isn't actually a fight he could win. I feel like Grimmjow is like far more aware of his limitations than he might let on in the moment. We did get some more of Ichigo versus Grimmjow. Not quite as exciting in this kind of like setup thing because we have seen them fight a couple of times before this. We have seen them face off. So I'm more excited about the next episode where we are going to finally see some of Grimmjow's released form. Obviously, I saw like maybe like a little teaser of it at the end there, but we'll properly get to see it in the next episode, which I've been waiting for like the past two times that Grimmjow has picked a fight with Ichigo. But the next part where they're gonna kind of properly fight with like Hollow Ichigo versus like released form Grimmjow, that we'll get to see some more action between those two because it's gonna like equal out, I think, a little bit better. Whereas like before it was very much Grimmjow had way more power. So hopefully this will even things out, maybe just like a little bit. I just want Ichigo to have like even the tiniest win going into the end of this arc because obviously we're not going to resolve a lot before the filler arc comes in. I'm like so curious to know like what we're going to end on, and then there's just a filler arc, which I assume is like not connected to the direct story like we've had before where there's just like side arcs that deal with like different characters and stuff. Supposedly, like I haven't watched them yet, but it feels like you would have had to suffer through an entire filler arc with just like unresolved story. I would hate that. I get to just skip stuff. I do feel like this is a very important fight for Ichigo though, because like he has fought Grimmjow before. Grimmjow was kind of like he's kind of like the adversary that Ichigo needs to beat. Like I feel like that's part of the reason, as Grimmjow brought up, that like Ichigo didn't just like take Orihime and run, you know, the moment that he got, because, you know, saying, I'm here to save Orihime, like that's my reason for being here, and Grimmjow being like, well, maybe part of it, but another part of you just wants to fight. Like part of you wants to pick a fight, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, like Ichigo was so ready to accept that fight from Grimmjow because I feel like winning against Grimmjow is really proving something to himself. Like he's lost twice before, and this is kind of like his moment to like finally prove himself. Like he lost against Ukiura, he's had other losses recently. It's been a little bit of a downward slope for like not just Ichigo, but like everybody. Everybody's having a rough time since the Soul Society arc. It'll be really, really nice if Ichigo has some kind of win against Grimmjow, like to prove to himself, to like at least have someone besides Rukia manage to stand up against an Espada and win. I'm trying to think of how we're gonna end this arc of like, is it just gonna end and then we'll have the filler arc will be there, but then we'll like pick it up, the main story just again in the next arc like nothing happened? Or is there gonna be like some kind of conclusion? Like, are they gonna leave Las Noches? Like, are they gonna leave and go back to the living world? Is that like how we're gonna get to the end of this? Like I was saying before, like whether or not they actually end up rescuing Orihime or not, I'm a little bit on the fence about. Like if you had asked me at like the beginning, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, definitely. They save Orihime, like that's how the arc's gonna end. But now I'm like, maybe they don't. Maybe they just have to like take that defeat and like regroup and train and figure some things out. I'm really not sure. If you guys enjoyed watching these episodes along with me, you can check out this playlist to go back to the other arc, or you can click down in the description. There's a link to my reactions to the very, very beginning of Bleach if you want to check those out. You can like the video if you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!